Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Life School Masterclass show, where we have really beautiful conversation with special guests on everything that has to do with life, business, and scaling yourself to the next level. Today, I have the amazing honor to have another guest on, and we'll talk about the topic of leadership and mindset. Where I have Mutiat on today. Thank you so much for finding time to chat with me today.
Thank you so much, Alona. I'm really honored to be here.
Absolutely welcome. And I would ask you to introduce yourself to our audience, find out a little bit more about you and what you do.
Okay, so I'm a leadership and mindset coach, and I work with female leaders and business owners to help them scale, grow their business, and build effective teams to help them overcome lack of self-confidence and self-sabotage so that they can live doing what they love and glow in their power. That's what I do. And I'm the founder of the Creative Business Suite and the Stress-Free Executives, where I help my clients and, make the conversation go on how to empower women and women, particularly in leadership position in different realms.
That's powerful work. That's really powerful work. How did you get into it?
Okay, getting into it. That's that's an interesting question. Anyway, I started out as a writer, a blogger, and I used to write online, and that came from my world of being a journalist for so many years. However, when I was growing up as a young girl, I was bullied in school. And I actually made a vow to myself then that I wasn't going to be talking, because then my friends, girls in school, was a girls' school. They used to go around me and, like form a circle and just chant words and just make me so uncomfortable when I spoke in class and that sort of thing. So I said, okay, if that's the case, I would rather stop talking. So that came with me. So that was when I developed writing skills. So I used to write lots of poems, and at home, it wasn't something I could go home to say. And that went with me all through my secondary school, my tertiary institution. I studied mass communications, that's journalism, and I ended up as a radio broadcaster. But even as a radio broadcaster, all I could do was speak behind the microphone. But once I'm out of the studio, that's it. I wouldn't speak. And that came on with me and got me very interested in developing my writing skills. So whilst I was writing and being a blogger, I began to see this advertisement on transform your life coaching. I didn't even know what life coaching was, and that was around 2006, that sort of thing. And I was seeing these adverts about transformation, so I said, okay, let me go. I think I went in about 2010 just to see what it was like, and then I loved it, because then I saw people who were trying to express themselves, people who lost their confidence, just like I lost my confidence, people who didn't believe in themselves, people who thought they had problems expressing themselves, just like I thought, me expressing myself was problematic because it made people feel uncomfortable. So I'd rather shut my mouth. So when I saw that, the atmosphere was so inviting and attractive, I said, oh, this is beautiful. And I was able to express myself 2 minutes on the stage to the people, and it felt so heavenly. I thought, goodness, this is beautiful. So that was how I, went on to different personal development programs and trying to know what coaching was like. And eventually I got myself certified in 2011, and I began my actual coaching journey that way. So it was more accidental than intentional. But yes, that was how it started, really.
Wow. So, yeah. What a journey. And is it accidental? I always think things happen for a reason. When we tap into the next thing and not knowing that will be the thing that we help other people with. So wow, that's really beautiful. I was going to ask you for some of maybe the challenges that you see that female leaders face that you've seen from your work so far. What do you think those challenges are?
The challenges are quite numerous, and starting from the fact that the society by itself has formed women to be in some sort of an enclosure. Okay, so women they've had that dictation of who they should be, what they should aspire to be, how they should show up, how they should express themselves. So the society by itself defined what women should make themselves to be, who they should, become. And that is one of the challenges that women really face, and particularly in leadership, which is why I like to work with women, so I can, tell women that we are the only barriers for ourselves, because of course the society is there, the society is trying to form, to make us into who we shouldn't be, really. But until we open up and be expressive and say, this is all right, this is what I am, because there is a genius in every one of us, including women, and we are so limitless. So knowing that we are limitless helps us to become powerless, to become empowered. So the challenges that women face, really, I would say, is us women adhering to the status quo. When we lift that off and decide to shake things up a little bit, and then challenge the status quo and say, this is who I am, and begin to define your limitations by yourself, which in real terms, there are no limitations for any individual anyway. So then we can then open up, become as empowered and as powerful as you can be. So things around managing teams and being a little bit intimidated by maybe gender, maybe, because we say we're in a men's world, be intimidated because you've got other people around you, men who you think, it's our perception, who we think are not going to allow us to break the bars. So so it's usually the societal challenges, really, what the societal has defined us to be the bar for us to reach. We've been capped. Okay, so what we can do as women is break that bar and say, this is what we can do, because actually women they have proven in so many ways that women can lead, women can make transformation happen, women can make huge change happen, women can help other women can build societies, they can build teams. Women are formidable, and because we are formidable, we shouldn't be allowed to be stopped by what society expects us to stop by, or to hold ourselves on. So so that's it. So when I talk to women, I try to let them understand individually, to expand their world. How, if your world was a field, that's what I ask my, some of my clients. If your world was a field, like a playing field, how far could you think that you could play on this field? How far could you reach if you were to play as wildly as the field was? So when we can envision ourselves to be so great, when we can envision the power that's within us, when we can envision the abilities that we've got as women and the capabilities that we got, that we can extend to the societies, then it opens us up, a lot more, to know that we are indeed limitless, and the challenges posed by the society, or tending by the society to be posed upon us, then can be eradicated, and we can go beyond where the society expects us to be. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's beautiful. So I definitely can relate to so many of the things that you said. Just being also a woman for a leadership position, also in our own business, it's definitely where we have to come outside of our traditional box of what our roles have traditionally been. And I think we're making lots of progress. So that's the good news, but we still have work to do. So I know, because we are givers as a species, right? I mean, we bear children, and this is how we're wired. Most women have a problem with really claiming what is it that they deserve, and really leading with confidence and building that confidence enough, especially even when they find businesses or want to grow their businesses. So based on your experience, what are some things that we can tell first each other, right? Because we always need to build that confidence to get to that next level that we want to go, but also other women that maybe are struggling with that at this point. What do you think?
Yeah, one thing that I found that is so important in helping us grow as well as individual first, is for you to have that confidence in yourself, that belief in yourself, of who you are and who you can be. Okay, and once we have that confidence in ourselves, we need a support system. I've realized that where women are able to support one another, or you find a network of people who are like-minded or all can support you and you can grow together, it helps to build you as an individual, because then it makes you feel that you've got that network, you've got somebody's shoulder to speak to talk to. You have people you can have conversations with, you have people you can share your thoughts, your feelings with. Okay, and that helps us, particularly as people who are leading, to have different perspectives, to have open minds, to have variety of ideas coming and exchange ideas with other people. So growing our network is one of the ways we can help ourselves individually, but your network is not going to do the soul work for you. First, you have to believe in yourself and understand that you don't have limitations. Your abilities are great. You are strong. You're powerful. You can do so many things. You can change the world in your own way. As I say, every one of us is so unique that the gift that each individual can give, there is no one else that can give that. So if you know that you're unique and you are, a powerhouse by yourself, all you need is those people who can support you, and then we can bring ourselves up together. So, women empowering women, women supporting women is very important. It's very crucial. That is one of the ways. But then we need to believe in ourselves as an individual. Okay, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will ever believe in you.
Finding a support system, discovering your authentic power, all those are great, amazing advice that it takes a while. It takes a while to discover, but I think once you get that advice from women that have maybe built something from beginning or really have been through that journey, then it becomes like, okay, I can do that as well. I think we just need more models.
Exactly. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I mean, finding yourself, finding your voice, becoming that confident. It's a journey in itself. We build it gradually. We lean into the power that's within us, but we uncover who we are gradually in our journey, and we have to know, and that what that means is we have to do something. We have to step out of our comfort zone. We have to be willing to give ourselves out. We have to be willing to explore. We have to be willing to take on challenges and challenge ourselves and do those things that are uncomfortable. Okay, and part of it may be even networking, having that support group, but we have to be ready to give ourselves all out. Okay, and that is when we begin to know who we are. If you do not do something, you probably do it and you fail. You don't know to the extent that you can take that failure. And when you know to that extent you can take that failure, you want to do it again. And then you begin to build your muscle, your resilience muscle. You want to build your confidence strength. So, but the thing is, we've got to be willing to do. By willing to do, then we'll learn more about ourselves. It's a journey. We don't become self-aware completely in one day. We don't become completely confident in one day. We don't become completely powerful or transformational. We don't influence people all in one go. No, it's a journey. And when you know yourself, the more you know yourself, the better you become in using the skills, the talents, and the abilities that you have. So it's a journey. It's a learning process for us. Every day we uncover and we take it layer by layer until we become just the best version of ourselves. And maybe sometimes we just continue to evolve, but the more we do, the better we get into ourselves, and the better we can now bring out our power and do more things and influence other people, impact other people. But we got to be ready to take it fold by fold, to know ourselves so we can impact other people.
Well, I love what you said. It's all the tiny little steps that build to confidence. And a lot of times I say the same, that no one can inject confidence in you. It's by the daily actions you take and really going through unknown things and not letting fear really take you over and stop you from moving along. And sometimes even when you think you're not making progress, you actually are. So, because we as humans, women even, we're very hard on ourselves. Most of us are high achievers or perfectionists, that we're trying to get over these things and really uncover, why we do that. It's, we don't think we make progress, and we are always looking for the next thing and then the next thing that we want to do. But even in the process, you're making lots of progress. And when you look back, you see that actually shaped the character that you have. And it really gives you a lot of information moving forward of what your direction should be. So how about mindset? How important is mindset for everything we do, I feel like?
Well, mindset is everything anyway, as far as I believe. Mindset is everything because, we've been talking about developing ourselves, going forward, being confident, being authentic, being powerful, being impactful. All of these things got a lot to do with mindset, okay? If you don't see yourself transforming lives, it is hard for you to take those steps to transform lives. If you don't see yourself changing your situation, okay, if something wasn't okay for you, if you don't like what's happening in your life, if you don't see that, if you don't have that vision to see yourself changing your life or changing your situation from good to better, better to best, then it's hard. So, and that takes a lot of mindset. It takes a lot of inner work, because before anything happens in our life, good or bad, it's already happened in our minds. So the way we think of ourselves, the way we perceive things, the way we change, even the feelings we feel, the thoughts we have, everything is about mindset. Okay. So mindset is everything. If you don't have that mindset, and it has to be developed. I hear a lot of people say you've got to be positive, you've got to be, just keep positive mindset. It is important, but it is one that is developed. We are human beings. Things happen in our lives, and don't forget that, we use the way we use our mind, particularly the conscious one, is not, we just continue to logically think about things, which brings us down more. Okay, so it's about understanding how to now use our subconscious mind, where our real power lies, and developing that thing. So when we have those thoughts saying to us, you cannot do this, coming up with a reason to say, yes, I can do it, and really believe in yourself that you can do it, and look forward to what can I do to do it. I gave an illustration today as to how we can help ourselves, be better and see better, and do better in our lives, is just by seeing, the limitlessness of our potentials. See how powerful we can be. I give an illustration, like, you can imagine, the vastness of a sea, and see how wide you can, if you were a swimmer, how far away you can swim and enjoy this, you know, the water, and just explore and splash to the left and splash to the right, to the north and the south and the east, and see that huge vision of how far you can do, the wonders you can do in the water. Goodness, if you can see that and put that back into your career, into your business, into your life, whatever aspect of your life you want to change, and see how limitless you can be. What can you explore? What can you achieve? So you put that on your goal. What do you want to achieve? You can dream big enough, and then walk backwards from where you have dreamt to. Walk backwards and say, okay, where did I begin from? That's the first thing I want to achieve. What am I going to do to achieve that? But you have to see it first, right? You have to see the vastness, the bigness, the greatness of your dream, how far you can go, and you can really swim and just enjoy the water, the beauty. So that's just like that's your life, or that's your goal, how you can enjoy that vision and work backwards. So what's the first thing I can do? But you got to see that first, see how big you can go. And when you see how big you can go, then you can trace your steps back. What's the first thing I've got to do to get that far that I went? in the water? What's this next thing that I can do? It may be hard. There could be the storms coming, but what am I going to do? Am I ready to give myself all out and fight for it and challenge myself and challenge the storms? That sort of thing. So when we get into that vision, the vision is the first thing. When you have a vision, a big vision, then you now know, okay, this is where I want to go. I've got to do a lot of work to achieve this big vision. So, and then, that takes a lot of mind work. So you're talking to yourself, you're reframing things in your mind, you're challenging your thoughts. That's the only way we can do it. But when we just set little goals and we're afraid to battle the storms in the water, we're afraid to swim to the north, to the right, we are afraid of what's going to come, and like the waves, then it's going to be a bit hard for us to achieve the goals that we want. But when we can challenge the things coming from our mind, it happens in the mind first before it becomes a reality. So that's why mindset is everything. Is just so important in the things that we do.
All right. Well, you are an inspiration, my dear. Thank you so much, Mutad, for everything you shared. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think it's really the vision. It's important. I mean, unless you have a vision, you don't know where you're going, and everything else that you covered, from confidence to the mindset to what women leaders face. I mean, it's all. I just hope that our audience found value from our conversation, and your energy is really infectious. So thank you so much for sharing everything that you did. And I want to ask you, if the audience wants to reach out and connect with you, where is it that they can find you?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I must say that. So I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram, Stress Free Executives. I'm on Facebook, Mutiat Adebowale. I'm on LinkedIn, Mutiat as well. And I've got my website, stressfreeexecutives.com, where they can find me. And yes, I'm on all these places, yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on our show. And we have reached the end. And I will see you guys next week with another guest on a new topic. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye for now.